Alright, so we got Frankie the Answer Edgar versus Cory the Sandman, Sandhagen. So this is a classic, gatekeeper versus prospect or prospect versus veteran type fight. Frankie nearing 40, getting up there in age. Surprised he's still fighting. Like, obviously, I don't think he's... If he gets a win here, maybe he'd, get one more win. He's in the title shot, but I just don't see them giving him another title shot. He just had too many. But yeah, Cory Sandhagen coming in with a 5-inch height advantage, 2-inch reach advantage. That's just straight up wrong. What it says, that Frankie Edgar's reach is 72 inches. That would be wild. That would probably be one of the big, largest ape indexes, just based on the percentage of, the proportions of these guys. Not as big as, say, John Jones, who has a long reach, good ape index, but he's not as short as these guys, and, the percentages catch up on you. But yeah, that's just wrong. 72 inches, it's more like 65. It'd be closer to that. But yeah, don't know who the fuck made that. It's definitely not correct. So we'll break down the striking of these guys. And I think I'm just going to speed through this one because, yeah, this is obviously just a good matchup for Cory Sandhagen, and it's, on the feet, it's going to be pretty ugly for Frankie Edgar. So yeah, we'll speed through it. So Cory Sandhagen, he's the type of guy that will frequently switch stance. Mostly strikes an orthodox low, but yeah. Whereas Frankie he's in orthodox, he'll be throwing combinations, never throws more than one strike. Never throws less than one strike. So less than two strikes. He's always throwing combinations is what I'm trying to say. And he'll keep his punches pretty tight. He'll throw the 1-2, 1-2-3, 3-2, 2-3. He doesn't throw too much variety. But yeah, he'll finish a lot of his combos with the left hook. It's definitely something Sandhagen needs to watch out for, since he keeps his hands low at all time, but that's just generally his style. He'll, keep his hands low, use his range, never throw the same strikes twice in a row. He has good forward pressure. He mixes it in with bursts of offense just to kind of keep the opponent on the back foot, and just keep them, backpedaling for most of the fight, really. So yeah, he works the body, works the legs. He works pretty much every part of the body. Doesn't discriminate, as they say. But yeah, he has really nice stand up. For the grappling, which is... What is that? I don't know what that was. But yeah. No, someone's soaring next door. It threw me off. So yeah, for the grappling, for these guys, so Cory will initiate a scramble to defend a takedown. He doesn't have the greatest takedown defense, but his get-up game and his scrambles, really good. Out-scrambled a Sunsao, which is really nice. Who was his last fight? Moraes? No. The one before that. Well, not the one. Yeah, anyway, a Sunsao. Out-scrambled a Sunsao. And when he does get on top, he'll land, aggressive ground and pound. Saw in the, what's his name? Alcantara. He had, he's got really long arms, so he's throwing down these straight punches pretty much. And it's really effective when he does get on top. For Frankie Edgar, he'll look to be on the front foot, kind of feint pressure, get his opponent to the fence, then shoot for the hips. He'll either go for a double leg or a high crotch off from that. And then once he's in top position, he's got good control, mostly looks for control, and then he'll look for ground and pound. How these guys win, so, Cory Sandhagen's got really nice strikes, got really nice feints. He's actually got good strike and defense, even though he keeps his hands really low. He just got good, reflexes, slips, rolls punches very well. I don't see Frankie giving him too much trouble on the feet, if I'm being honest. And he does have high fight IQ. He will come in with a really nice game plan. He'll adapt mid-fight to issues that are presented in front of him. He's got nice range control. He's got a strong chin. He's a bit underrated in his game, but yeah, he does have a pretty good chin on him. And yeah, his forward pressure can break opponents. Saw that earlier in his UFC career. The forward pressure, the opponents just couldn't handle it, and they kind of just got finished later in the fight. For Frankie Edgar, he's got good footwork, good cardio, good feints, what you want to call it. He's a very tough guy. He's pretty good on the mat. He's black belt under Ricardo Almeida. But yeah, he's definitely where I would recommend him getting this fight in this matchup here. So how these guys lose. So Cory Sandhagen, he backs up in a straight line at times. Normally is on the front foot, but when he is backing up, he will back up in a straight line, so his opponents can make reads on him. So say they gauge his distance and where he's gonna back up to, they just extend on the straight left or right, and then clip him with that. Another thing is that he gives his back pretty much every time when he's scrambling up from bottom. And I noticed that before the Aljamain Sterling fight. And that's why I bet Sterling, because I just think that was going to rear its head in that fight. Even though, I still think Cory Sandhagen is a really good prospect and, a very complex puzzle to solve on the feet. I just thought that tendency was going to play a big factor in that matchup. But yeah, apart from that, he's got really nice scrambles. So for Frankie Edgar, he eats jabs. Like he, I don't know if his reactions or his recoverability is slowing as well. But he seems to eat a lot of straight punches now. Well, not now. He always did it, but he's just doing it a little bit more frequently now. So yeah, he especially lately, he's been taking the back foot off and against these bigger guys, and he doesn't have too many power shots. Like that punch that he caught Chad Mendes with, I don't know where the fuck that came from, but maybe Mendes is a little bit chinny, but strange anomaly, we'll call it. But yeah, he's usually on the back foot, so it's hard to give him rounds because he's not landing the power shots and he's also on the back foot. So it's hard to give him rounds, especially in competitive fights such as the Pedro Munoz fight, which I definitely thought he lost. But it was very close. Even at the bantamweight division, like he's still usually at a reach height disadvantage, and he does tend to stay at his opponent's range. In the Max Holloway fight, he wasn't very good at closing distance at all, so I can't see it's going to be any different in this one. So past the victory for these guys. For Sandhagen, pretty much just fight your normal style. Obviously, try to keep it at range a little bit, and just control the distance because you don't want him getting on your legs. Even, if you got good scrambles and you trust in the scrambles, you can easily win the fight on the feet. Just keep that jab popping, leg kicks. Frankie doesn't check him very often. For Frankie Edgar, obviously try and be on the front foot. It's going to be hard, but try and get the front foot, try and shoot, take his back once you've got the body lock position or you've got around his hips. Also, if he's being too aggressive, just go for a reactive double, take the back from there as he's trying to get up. Just try and get top position by any means possible. So say if he throws a kick, doesn't set it up and you catch it, just try and get him on the mat. So in my opinion, this is like a generational fight, obviously two different generations, and it's probably going to show here. The success that Edgar had on the feet versus Pedro, it's not going to be the same here because different styles, totally different matchup. Pedro was there to get hit, not trying to keep it at distance or keep the smaller fighter at bay. That's just Pedro's style. But yeah, it's just going to be hard to replicate that success or any success that he's going to have on the feet against Sandhagen. So yeah, Sandhagen, he does have excellent vision in the pocket. He won't just cover up and get hit like Pedro did. He'll definitely look to land his own strikes back, even knees, elbows. He's got really good vision in the pocket. So on the feet, I think Edgar just gets dominated pretty much. He needs to get this fight on the mat. And that's the reason I'm not betting Sandhagen, is because he does have that tendency to give his back. Also, his takedown defense isn't great. Yeah, and Edgar's, he's a good scrambler as well. So I'm not paying that much juice to hope Edgar doesn't go hard on the wrestling here. Because he definitely will. He's a smart dude, probably he's got a smart coach, so they probably realize it's their path to victory here that they're going to want to take. So that's the reason, I'm not going to go with Edgar. Go with Sandhagen. But yeah, with Edgar, he hasn't shown much of his wrestling lately. Probably because of his opponents. Like, he's had tough guys like Max Holloway, good takedown defense, really good takedown defense. And Pedro Munoz, you don't really want to take him down because he has that guillotine threat. Who else has he been versing? Korean Zombie's got good takedown defense as well. But yeah, like, his opponents haven't really been making it easy for him to get his wrestling game going. But yeah, I just think Sandhagen will be too much here, and probably TKOs him in, round 2 or 3. I think just be a barrage, probably maybe a standing TKO. Like, Edgar's very tough, but yeah. So with that wrestling thing that I was talking about before, so if Edgar were to get up to $5, I'd probably take a stab at that, just because what's that giving him, like a 20 or 20% chance, I think, to win. It's probably a little bit blown out. But at this price, can't say I like either side. I don't think there's any value on either way. So yeah, I'll just say stay clear of this fight and just watch it. Probably it'll be a good one. Frankie's probably going to get beat up and might retire. But yeah, it'll be a good showcase fight for Cory Sandhagen.